Greetings and salutations all. Mark the Warrior here. How's everyone doing? My day's been okay so far. I was kind of just feeling a little nostalgic earlier this week and figured, you know what? Donkey Kong Country, why not? One of my favorite games from the old days. I grew up on SNES and 64 and I was kind of in that weird spot where I was growing up with both of them at once without either one particular taking precedence. I was born in 96, so I kind of had a bit of both of them. Donkey Kong Country games, the early Marios, both 64 and the All-Stars and Super Mario World especially. So since I was feeling a bit nostalgic, I figured why not play one of the greats. Good old Donkey Kong Country really is one of the best. Has a good challenge, but it doesn't get to the point of being complete BS like some of the early games were. One slight problem with the really early games, back in the NES era especially, was that they were so short that they kind of had to be really nonsense at times. If you like to actually have some playability, actually last a while. The SNES got better with that, though. Pretty much one of my favorite classic consoles just for that reason. This game actually... Oh, fun fact, there's a glitch right here. I don't know the exact frame or method, but it's specifically that little corner there where the path turns. If you hit a certain direction at just the right frame on it, it'll actually glitch the game and send you to world, I believe world 4. I'm not sure exactly why it happens, but it is very interesting. Big skip for speedrunners. Whoa. I'm honestly impressed by what they managed to pull off on the SNES with this game. The weather effects, the almost 3D looking Kongs. Really a marvel at the time. No, damn it. Nothing really impressive today, but at the time it was amazing. Of course, despite it being Donkey Kong Country, Diddy is honestly the best character. Donkey can jump on a couple of characters that Diddy can't, but Diddy's just faster, got better jumping, everything, and in a platformer, you kinda wanna go with the better jumps. There we go. Gotta get the Kong letters, want the 1-ups. This game may not be the toughest game ever made, but it does still pose a bit of a challenge later on. Rather have a few extra lives for the later levels. Don't want a game over. That'd be embarrassing. I'm supposed to be good at these older games. I'm not going to be going for all bonus areas. I don't actually know where all of them are, but I'll grab the ones that I happen to know. Whoa. That was a good little leap there. Nice bit of momentum, more than I expected actually. Despite playing all these games earlier on in life, when I was like, God, I want to say like 6 or 7? Somewhere from like 4 to 7, I believe. I actually never beat Donkey Kong Country 1 until I was probably in my teenage years. Just because a couple of later levels just hard blocked me. Specifically in World 4 and 5. Didn't get to World 6 until I was a teenager and actually did properly finish the game. Now for a controversial opinion, bit of a spicy take as it were. I'm not actually very fond of aquatic ambiance. Like, I've heard so many times that this is like people's favorite song and it's such a good one from this game, but I'm just kind of indifferent to it. It's not bad, it serves its purpose. Definitely sets up the atmosphere, but I just don't think it's that great. What the? Oh dear. Boy. Okay. Oh, this is bad. Hold on a second, everyone. Sorry. I'm running into controller issues. Apparently, the emulator is not reading my up on the joystick. I'll be right back. Sorry. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to quickly fix that. I was messing around with the controls earlier, making sure that all of my... Oh wow, that one up disappeared fast. Messing around with things, making sure that the game itself ran and would show up in OBS properly. While I was messing around with the controls, I think I accidentally put my up to D-pad up instead of control stick up. That's entirely on me. Right. Just a second, sorry. Okay. Yeah, so I made a slight error there. All I mean, thank you, On Guard, for showing me that this is it. Right, this. Good old bonus games. Honestly, not the best. I think Donkey Kong Country 2 and 3 have much better bonus games overall than DKC 1. But to be honest, that's kind of expected. They are sequels. They should be doing things better than the original did. It'd be kind of embarrassing if they didn't. While the extra lives are nice, I'm fairly confident I don't need quite so many that I'm going to be needing to rely on these bonuses. Back in the day, I would have definitely needed them, but I'm a little better at games these days. A little more confident in my ability to beat this without issues. Hopefully. I'd rather not run into too many issues on a stream. End up embarrassing myself in front of everyone, that would be tragic. Oh, okay. Right, midpoint. That's where it spawns me. I was kind of slightly concerned that it would spawn me, like, right at the beginning of the stage. I don't dislike the game, but I don't really want to be kicked right back to the start just for doing a bonus. So one thing that I'd say is actually kind of a downer about the bonuses is that they kick you to your last checkpoint, rather than just keeping you where they were. Limitations of the time, no doubt, but still. Slightly annoying. Ooh. There is actually a shortcut up there, but I'm going to try to avoid taking too many shortcuts. This game isn't too long to begin with, so if I take just a bunch of the shortcuts... Maybe I should be taking shortcuts. Ooh. Anyways. Yeah, the game isn't too long, so if I do too many shortcuts, I'm gonna end up skipping... I'm gonna end up just being too short of a stream. This isn't a speed run anyways. Just a casual fun run. Oh. I wonder where I was. I must have gotten stuck on top of the tree. I'm impressed by Donkey Kong's ability to float there. I'd be more impressed if he could do that more often, but hey, once in a while thing. As long as it's useful, though. Won't complain too much. Oh. We'll say I was gonna say I always loved the barrel cannons. The barrel cannons. Apparently they don't love me, though. Tried to be a little too speedy on that one. Gonna have to slow it down. There we go. That's no big deal. Already right back to where we were, pretty much. There, much better. I just wanted bananas. Oh well. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice Diddy for the bananas. It's unfortunate, but it's just how things have to be. Donkey Kong wants his bananas. And if that means that blood has to be spilled, even the blood of his nephew, so be it. Although he'd much rather spill the blood of a random beaver. Which isn't very hard. Didn't put up much of a fight, really. Can't blame it, it's a bigger than normal beaver trying to fight a gorilla. I'm pretty sure that's it's not a matchup the beaver's winning. There's a significant difference in size and strength there. It'd be actually kind of embarrassing if a gorilla lost that one. Oh god, the frog, right. Honestly, probably the worst animal buddy in the game. I don't know why I grabbed it. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It lets you jump higher than the Kongs can, but I'd say there's a reason this one never came back. On Guard, Rambi, they came back. Espresso didn't. Sadly, Espresso was a pretty cool one, even if it maybe wasn't the best. I'd say Rambi and On Guard are definitely the better ones. Hey, I didn't die this time, nice. I really don't like Winky, so I was worried that Winky was going to get me killed. Because I remember his movement, especially if you're near a ledge. Sometimes, since he hops when he moves, you can't always jump when you think you can, since he won't jump mid-hop. Very weird. Kinda touchy. Probably the reason I don't like him very much. Either way, onto a minecart level. Mainstay of the series. They really kept these, and I'm kinda happy. They've always been known to be some of the more challenging levels. And I can say in the newer Donkey Kong countries, Returns and Tropical Freeze definitely kept that up. Okay, that was just me being bad. But yeah. They definitely kept up the challenge. Some of the hardest levels, even in those games. Love them for it. Plus some of the more creative ones with all the shenanigans going on in the background. They aren't really kept up. The people who made those ones, they loved what they were doing. You can tell by just how much went into them, into all the spectacle. That jump's always a bit of a touchy one for me. It's not frame perfect, but it feels really close. I remember back in the day, I always ended up losing a Kong there. And I'd usually end up losing a Kong on those jumps. That guy there is kind of a jerk. Just throw one last guy at you high speed at the end. Very mean. Really not fond of zingers. Small thing about me, I've always actually had kind of a fear of bees, wasps, hornets, and the other stinging ones. If I hear their bzzzt, if instant twitch reaction, and I messed up the tire. Oh well. But yeah, instantly twitch out. Feel a really strong need to just start running hard. Like, they just always induce a panic in me. Only ever got stung once back in middle school. Oh god, it's Winky. Oh well. Let's check. Okay, it's that button to jump off. I can pull a Yoshi here if I have to. And considering it's Winky, I absolutely will. Though I don't think it's gonna help me much. Anyways, back to my story about getting stung in middle school. It was fall and we were throwing piles of leaves at each other for some reason. And I went onto the ground to pick up a really big armful of them. And I ended up grabbing something. I don't know if it was a bee or a hornet or what. Probably a bee, since I think it died. But yeah, I just ended up grabbing one in there and it stung my palm. It was painful, but freaked me out a bit when I saw it. It like stinger in just hung into my hand. Freaked me out for a little bit, but wasn't that bad. It was painful, but nothing terrible. Still don't like them though. They always mess me up. Oh, fun fact, by the way. You can actually just walk back in there and it'll skip you straight to the end of the level. I'm not going to do it. I'd rather go through the level, but it's a fun fact. Nice little skip for anyone who wants it. I remember it was... When I was a kid, I always took that skip. Never saw a reason not to go for it, but nowadays I prefer to properly go through the whole level. Just appreciate it, you know? Have fun with it. It's good for speedruns, good for people who would rather not deal with this particular level. But I'd rather play the level myself. That's just a me thing though. I prefer the extra little challenge of actually playing the level. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Close one there. Okay, I don't know why that guy was down. Because it was very much in go mode for a second. Oh. When I was young and I get to that point by using the beginning of the level skip, I always ended up sacrificing a Kong to get through the rest of it. Just eat the hit and use the iframes to get everything else. Gotten a lot better at games since then, so no longer an issue for me, but it's a valid strategy. Sacrifice can always be a valid strategy as long as it works out in the end. Oh, nice. I didn't think I'd quite reach that. There we go. Oh. Thought that was going to be a 1-up. Well, so, I mean, technically this is going to end up being more 1-ups. So, it's a 1-up that takes extra time to get to. We'll say that. Okay, the ×2 is down. And honestly, gotta remember, for some reason I thought that the ×2 activated as soon as you got it and you just kept the double your points each time you get them. Gonna have to keep in mind it only doubles the points you currently have. It's weird, I thought it doubled them and just gave you a multiplier for everything you get from that point forward. So I was wrong. My knowledge is lacking, it seems. Oh, well, when is my knowledge not lacking, really? Especially with Ocarina. Sitting there knowing about the glitches, but not how to do them. Or finding out that a glitch doesn't work the way I thought it did. Oh well, that's just life. 3 up, I believe. That's best you can possibly... No, it's not even close to the best you can do, but... I don't believe they have blue balloons in this game, so it's better than the standard 1-up rewards that you could get from bonus games normally, so... Technically better, and it dropped me, I think, right outside of the bonus game too, so... It's nice, I didn't have to retread old ground. Close call. Winky again? Really? They really liked him in this... in World 2. Nope. Not hitting me. Yeah, the one redeeming factor about Winky is that he can jump on zingers, as well as a number of things that you normally can't jump on. Otherwise, he's really just not that good, and I mean, Rambi can do the same. So, and Rambi can just take out anything that stands in front of him by just running into it. Winky just gets outclassed hard, sadly. Poor Frog. Now, that's what I get for shit-talking the Frog. Saying that he's not as good as everyone else. But only a light punishment, not a death, just a little slap on the wrist, as it should be. Because even though it was technically mean of me to say bad things about Winky, I wasn't wrong about them, so I only get a light slap on the wrist. Get a more severe punishment when I'm actually lying about someone being bad, or just being salty because I'm the one that's bad. Which, to be fair, I may be alright, but I'm not an expert by any means, so I will absolutely be bad at times, especially when I'm trying to be speedy and just jump when it's not safe to do so. Huh. I was expecting that to be a DK barrel, actually, but I'll take it. Little bonus game, some bananas. Aww. Oh well. When I was younger, I thought that bonus game was dependent on how many times you actually hit each one of the claptraps, but I believe it's actually dependent on how many bananas you get. So you need to collect enough of them to get it, rather than just hitting the claptraps enough times. A little bit strange, but not a bad thing. Whoa. That was close. I was trying to throw the barrel, but it could have gone bad. I'm surprised it didn't, actually. Very generous game on that one. I'm gonna say that was probably supposed to be a DK barrel, but since I already... Well, I did have both Kongs. Not anymore, but... Oh well, it's just how it has to be sometimes. Yeah, it was probably supposed to be a DK barrel, but just came out as a normal one since I had both Kongs. Okay, that's probably what happened. Oh yeah, that one. Honestly surprised DK makes that one. I figured that it would... I was figuring that since that was hitting right in DK's stomach, that was actually going to hit me, but... Oh well. No complaints. If it works out for me, it works out. Better not to complain about the things that work out in your favor. Even if they probably shouldn't have. Nice and easy barrel segment. Like it. I do appreciate the ones where you can just go really fast. It feels nice to be speedy. Honestly, going fast feels nice in any game. Even though I might not be a speed runner, I do like the movement that you usually see with speed runs. Sometimes I like to try and copy it. Like when I'm playing Paper Mario, I'll do the speedy spin into a little short hop at the end because it's faster than walking normally and faster than what would happen if you tried to just keep spinning. Oh. Whoa. A lot of momentum there. You know, it's an interesting thought about who's actually living in all these trees. Because it never gets brought up, and you never really get to see anyone that would live there. I mean, I imagine you might say, like, the Kremlins, but they come to Kong Island on a ship, so it couldn't be them. I don't think they've been around the island long enough to, outright make that many homes. You know what, I should switch to Diddy. He's the better one for movement. And the Zingers, they would live in hives, not the trees. Of course, this also leaves the potential of just standard monkeys that you never get to see anything from. I know in Donkey Kong Country 3 there are some monkeys that live in trees and they throw coconuts at you. At least I think they're coconuts. Might just be random tree nuts. So it might be them and they're just not really there in this game. Who knows? It's never really gone into. And aside from the Kong family, you never really see any other characters that would realistically live in trees. Squawks, maybe, but there's only like a couple of different kinds of squawks in the entire series, and most of the time they're not portrayed as like an entire species of everything. There's just not enough intelligent creatures in the Donkey Kong series to make sense of what would live in those trees. So I'm thinking it's probably the DKC3 monkey things. They're the only ones that make sense. I suppose technically the orangutans, I think they're called, or mankeys from this game, which throw barrels at you. They're smart enough to throw barrels at you, they're probably smart enough to build little homes in trees. But they're not in those levels, so it shouldn't be them. It's really weird. This level used to stress me out in my younger years just because of the whole being chased thing, but these days I'm actually quite fond of it. Just the speedy movement, as long as you're clean on your movement, you're not in any danger. And as I've mentioned, I do enjoy some clean movement, so with that I've learned to actually rather enjoy this level. Any level that involves chases like this, really. Especially in the Prince of Persia games, Warrior Within, where you have to run from the Dahaka every once in a while. Totally invincible, kills you if you get too close. Ooh, didn't think he was going to turn around there. And you just have to spend the whole segment running, doing all the Prince's really cool moves. And like the wall running and everything. Ah, shit. Didn't think that was going to be number 3. Alright. And then you have to end up running along everything, do all his cool stuff to escape, get far enough away, and get through the area before the Dahaka can actually catch you. Very cool, relies on some very suave moves from the Prince, which is what he's known for, ever since the start. And I'm gonna say that Rambi's thing is easily the worst of all the bonus levels, fastest timer, and yeah, the ×2 is up there, so it's, since it doesn't actually keep the multiplier either, it's basically worthless. Timer's just too fast and you can't get there. Yeah, Rambi's bonus, worst one by a mile. Even though Rambi's probably my favorite animal buddy otherwise, his bonus just sucks. On Guard's also pretty cool, but On Guard is an underwater character, and I mean, it's underwater. Underwater levels tend to be kinda not so fun to me. There's a few exceptions here and there throughout games, but for the most part I try to avoid the underwater levels. They're a little bit not my preference. Alright, don't want to lose Diddy again. So Donkey Kong will take the next hit. He's a big guy, he can take a hit. And if he can't, then that sounds like it's a him problem. Ooh, espresso, nice. Not my favorite partner since he doesn't... Ah! Since he does things like that, goes a little too fast at times. And he can't jump on enemies. But he's otherwise pretty cool. Espresso is the fastest one by a mile, but that's not always a good thing. Sometimes you need to keep your speed a little bit lower to keep your control. Make sure you don't just run off the ledge before you can even hit the jump button. Espresso does a lot of things right, especially since he can fly, but keeping his speed sensible so you don't run off ledges, not his strongest point. Huh. Ooh, espresso. Nice. Never mind. Failed to hit the jump button. I always underestimate his speed. I always think I have like a couple more frames to hit the button. That's on me though. Oh yeah, another thing I prefer about Diddy, aside from just the speed and better jumping, his hitbox is smaller than Donkey. So you can afford to be, you can get into slightly smaller spaces. I say as I get hit like an idiot. But yeah, you can get into slightly smaller spaces with him than you can with Donkey. Just makes him a bit better in the tighter areas of underwater levels. I swear Donkey is a good character. He's just sadly the least useful in his own game. And then in the rest of the trilogy, he doesn't even get played. He's the least useful character in his own in his first big SNES game. And then the other two in the trilogy, he's not even playable. He's kidnapped the whole time. Tragic, really. Donkey Kong really did get cheated in his own era. Now, I'm willing to bet that Donkey Kong could outmuscle those sharks given how insane he is, but sadly he's underwater. He's in their turf. He can't win on... You're not beating sharks on their own turf, no matter how tough you are otherwise. Unless you're a killer whale. Orcas fuck sharks up. From what I remember hearing about it, sharks, I think it's the great white, but might just be sharks in general. Or it could be just a different species. But either way, sharks, if they see a killer whale, they'll just leave. And they won't go back to that area for like a year. And rightly so, because the killer whales will mess a shark up. Flip them upside down, put them on the y-axis. Sharks don't really take well to that. They go all immobile. I think it's called tonic immobility. They basically go into a trance and they can't do anything. I don't know how long it lasts. I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes before they finally right themselves if they're left alone, but yeah, if you ever need to neutralize a shark, just flip it and it's game over. And the orcas are the bullies of the sea. They will do that. Like, orcas are really mean. They don't play around. Speaking of not playing around, we just killed the Queen Zinger. Now, if this were real life, that would mean all the other Zingers would kinda just die, but sadly this is Donkey Kong country. All of the Zingers are still alive and well. The loss of the Queen did nothing. Which is tragic, because the Zingers are really annoying. Don't like them one bit. So if that had actually killed all of them, I would be very happy. But we can't always have what we want. Sometimes things that shouldn't be alive just continue to live. Ah, hell. Why am I trying to jump on that one? Coming by way too slowly to really be worth it. Anyways, Gorilla Glacier. Good old ice world. Everyone loves those. That is definitely not a false statement. This is also where the game tends to pick up for me. Where it actually starts getting challenging enough that I have a hard time with some stages. That I might actually have to properly focus on them. It's also the first place that I got really badly stuck as a kid. Whoa. First couple of levels messed me up good, but I think it's the water level Croctopus Chase that I just could not finish when I was young. I don't know why. I've played it several times and that level, while it's, you know, definitely a little bit worrying, because you are being chased the whole time, you have to move fast. It's not really that hard. So I don't know why it stalled me for so long when I was younger. I should have just held right. I should have committed. Trying to pull back to land in a barrel, and that was the wrong choice. Should have committed. Keep that in mind if I make a bad call next time. If I angle myself improperly next time. And that barrel with those two zingers, that thing goes at like the speed of light. So my god. It is exceedingly tight. You might get the Rambi token, or you might just get zingered. I'd say that one's never worth the risk. Especially since Rambi is the worst bonus game. Just not worth the trouble. It also hazards the statement that this is one of the hardest barrel segments in the entire game. I should not have gotten away with that, but I will not complain about the fact that I did. Okay. I was too eager to get out of that. Should have taken it slow. That's a major oof moment for me there. That's all good. Made it that far once, I can do it again. I just need to, first off, not do things like that. Need to take my time, slow it down. Not try and speed through the barrel segment. Speeding through things gets you killed in this game. And it almost got me killed there. Oh. Right, that's where that barrel is. Oops. Didn't mean to go through that barrel, but... Okay, yeah. Little shortcut barrel to get through the hardest barrel segment in the game there. I knew it was there, I didn't know exactly where you had to shoot to get it. Didn't mean to get it, but you know what? We take those. Even if it's not what intended. Oh, by the way, you see that little thing up here in the top left? That's a barrel. It's a little shortcut to another part of the stage. I'm not going to use it because I don't want to use too many shortcuts. But it's a neat little thing you can use if you want to, if the stage is giving you trouble. I think it gets you around halfway through. So it's not the greatest, but it helps out. It's no stop and go station entrance thing, but it'll get you through some of it. Make things a little easier on you. Oh. What the? Ah. Whoops. Sorry, Diddy, you don't know how to spell. Shouldn't be taking that out on your hat, though, my dude. Alright, apparently not knowing how to spell, Diddy also ran into a zinger. His lack of ability to spell made him sad. And in his frustration, he just ran headfirst into a zinger, consequences be damned. I can understand the frustration, but I don't feel like that was the correct answer for his problem. There we go. Let's try this again. Come on, Diddy. You can spell. I believe in you. Never mind, you can't spell at all. Well, Diddy, it's unfortunate, but spelling isn't for everyone. I'm sorry to say it. I'm not entirely sure the physics that result in DK and Diddy going up a rope by sliding, but you know what, I'm not going to question it. It's helpful to me, so I'll just allow it to continue. It's like Looney Tunes. As long as you don't question it on why it, as long as you don't question why it works, it'll continue to work. And if it's doing it in your favor, then Just don't question it. Take it and run. Alright, one more try. Let's see if Donkey Kong can spell. Oh god, no. Donkey Kong's very bad at spelling. Couldn't even get 2 letters right. Shameful. No wonder Diddy can't spell. His uncle can't do it either. Maybe it's a family thing. Could just be because they're monkeys, too. Gorillas and chimpanzees, not typically known for their abilities in literacy. Ah, there we go. Figured something was going to be coming from down here. Whoa. That was a close call. Almost messed up horribly there. Can't believe it took that long to get to the O. Figured the O would be before the halfway point, not after it. No, a lot of people like to say that the bananas should be going bad, and normally that's true, but I think these ones in the ice area would probably be okay. Not sure if chilled bananas are the greatest. Not really a fan of bananas, but... I mean, as long as they're kept cold and especially frozen in a place like this, they'll probably last longer than they would if they were just left out. So while his horde is otherwise a dumb idea, in this particular case, DK's horde would be perfectly fine. Yes, another espresso level. Another level where I'm probably gonna have espresso for like 2 seconds, run off a ledge and die. Well, I already did better than I expected of myself. That's a positive. Still lost espresso, but I haven't died and I lasted more than 2 seconds. I'd almost say I'm proud of myself. I almost ran right off into that ledge. I was going to jump with full confidence that something was going to be there. Okay, that guy almost had me like twice. I'm getting rid of him. That guy was going to be a menace if I didn't. And I don't tolerate menaces. Coming from the Spider-Man playbook of being a menace to society. Absolutely terrible. Okay, not liking the blind jumps I'm making. Okay. No more blind jumps, hopefully. Again, almost just jumped with full confidence. I need to remember to never have confidence that any jump is safe to make. Okay, we're safe. And Croctopus Chase, but before the water level, I think I'm gonna have some water. Oh god. Excuse me for a moment, sorry. Sorry about that. Swallowed wrong. Almost choked, but I'm back to normal. I'm good. Kind of funny that I almost choked on water right before a water level. I really hope that's not an omen, but at the same time, it would not surprise me if it was. Well, there we go. This is one of the levels that I got stuck on really bad when I was a youngin'. So hopefully that whole almost choking thing isn't going to be an omen at all. That guy was very close to getting me. Going smoothly so far though, so probably won't be an issue. So with the subject of me choking on water, I'm kind of curious how Donkey Kong and Diddy can actually hold their breath as long as they do. Like, it's honestly genuinely impressive. In DKC 2 and 3 and DK64, they also just hold their breath as long as they are underwater. No questions asked. I know in Tropical Freeze they actually have a breath meter and they will choke and die if they don't get air, but that really just seems like they've been nerfed. I mean, the DKC games have been around for a while. Maybe old age is catching up to them. Can't hold their breath as long as they used to. Entirely possible. Very realistic that that's the issue. I mean, hell, Tropical Freeze starts on Donkey Kong's birthday, so age is catching up slowly. And somehow Cranky is getting more useful in his elderly years. He's been around since the start, and he was actually playable in Tropical Freeze rather than just being a shop or a advice giver. Maybe Cranky's like Joseph Joestar, he just gets better with age. If he starts predicting people's lines, I'm gonna be really scared. Well, either way, it wasn't an omen. I got through without issue, and I don't feel quite as choked up from the water either, so all is good. Don't really like this level though. Not because of the challenge, just because of this thing when you turn, it flashes the screen a little bit. I don't have any issue with flashing lights. I don't particularly like them, but I don't run into issues. I'm gonna try to avoid turning around too much. Sorry, I missed the box. The barrel had to. I'm gonna try not to do it too much so I don't flash the screen more than absolutely necessary. I think this is the only level where this is going to be an issue. I don't think there's another level where you have to rely on squawks for light, so this should be the only one where I risk flashing the screen to death. Hopefully. Okay, we're good. That was quick and painless. And hopefully no further flashing of the screen. I don't understand why Donkey Kong has this move. It doesn't have any actual use. Like, I think it kills enemies if you're right next to them when you use it. Well, actually, I was gonna try it there, but jumped on him instead. Next time I'm near an enemy with Donkey and I feel like it, I'm gonna give it a check, but I don't... Other than Winky, really? I thought I was done seeing Winky. Oh, that's mildly unfortunate. Okay, well, I'm done seeing Winky for now, at least. Never mind. Ah, here we go. I'm pretty sure this will kill. Yes, okay. Oh, that knocks a banana out of them? Okay, I see what the point is now. It's a slightly riskier move than just jumping on people, but it knocks a banana out of them. 100 bananas is a 1-up, so back in the old days, you'd always look for 1-ups wherever you could get them, especially playing the game for the first time. So, yeah, that makes sense now why that exists. I don't know if it has any effect otherwise, if it lets Donkey hit enemies or one-shot enemies that normally take 2 shots. Or if it does anything else for you, but apparently it knocks bananas out of enemies. That's at least something. That was better than I was expecting. I expected it to just be nothing but an optional move. But I will take anything. I will happily... Oh, good. Made it. Wasn't sure if I'd hit that. There we go. And that's 2. Alright. One more, we get our on guard bonus again. I should probably try and get the Winky bonus. It's the only one I haven't done so far. I don't even remember what the Winky bonus looks like. It's gonna be the same thing gameplay-wise, but I have no idea what the stage looks like. Check it out if I see a chance. And another beaver, nice. Super beaver. But honestly, just as easily exploited as normal beaver was. His bigger jumps, really not as much of a challenge. That's kind of the thing with these ones. It's kind of like the boom booms in Mario 3. You can just easily just damage spam. You can basically... God, it's not spawn camping by any means, it's... You can hit them as soon as they come out of their invincibility. And it's the same thing with those guys. As soon as they're out of their invincibility, you can... I thought that was going to go further. Shame on you, Diddy. Anyways, yeah, you can just hit them as soon as they're out of their invincibility and kind of just damage lock them. Same thing with the beavers in this game. The 2 beaver bosses. Super easy to just sort of hit them as soon as they're out of their iframes. And then what are they gonna do? Absolutely nothing. Because what is there for them to do? They're just gonna get damaged out of iframes each time. The boom boom principle. If you can hit the enemy as soon as they're coming out of iframes, then you can basically just completely nullify them. Not as much with the beavers, because they still attack you actively while they are in their iframes, whereas Boom Boom just sort of sits there, and you can just jump with the proper time to land on him as soon as he comes out. But well, you know what I'm trying to say anyways. The ability to just hit them right out of their iframes makes it so there's not too much threat, even when there is a bit of a threat. I will give it to them, they are more threatening than the Boom Booms ever were, since they still attack while in iframes, unlike Boom Booms, which didn't. Okay, take my time, no need to rush. Okay, there was no rush there, that was just me playing bad. Standard procedure. I think this was the other level that actually got me really stuck as a child. For some reason, I just had such a hard time with the factory. I'm not sure exactly what gave me that much of a hard time. I think it might have been the, okay, so that doesn't do that. Good to know. I think it might have just been these oil things that light up, Because I didn't know that... Oh. Because I didn't know that you could jump on them as the flame was going down, and... Because the damage doesn't happen unless the flame is fully up. I didn't know that when I was younger. I thought that, you know, if the flame is visible, then you can take damage. Ooh, throwing 3 in quick succession. Dude's buff. Yeah, I feel like I was fully justified and correct in making such assumptions when I was younger. But I was incorrect in actually being accurate about it. The flames only damage you when they're full up. So as long as you jump on them when they're going down and jump off before they fully come up, you're good. Oh yes, this one. Auto-scroller. Never a fan of auto-scrollers. Partially because there's a little bit of extra stress on it, not from like needing to be precise with your clean movement, but just from the fact that you kind of don't get to choose your own pace. I suppose that doesn't make as much... I suppose that doesn't really make sense. It's like... Ow. Auto-scrollers, I'm just not fond of because you kind of just have to sit there and go at the game's set pace, whereas other things, whether they be chase segments or anything else that requires you to go fast, it's just go fast. You don't have to go slow because the game has decided that this is a slow part of the auto-scroll. Didn't expect that to drop on me. I thought it was going to stay there a little longer. Oh well, it's just how things have to be sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta get dropped. Yeah, Diddy was probably a bad choice for the auto-scroller. Because you cannot swap Kongs while you're on a moving platform. And if they start throwing clumps or anything that... Yep, here we go. Diddy can cartwheel those guys, but he can't cartwheel the Crushers, which are the blue ones. So if it throws a Okay, you know what? That's actually smart on that guy's part. He's just trying to sit there, stay up there and survive. Good on him. Anyways, yeah, anything that's just that the Crushers are one enemy that Diddy can do nothing about. So if one of those pops in, it can really put a damper on things for you. Donkey can jump on them, so that helps. And here we go. Okay. Yeah, I just don't like dealing with those playing as Diddy. Because on the auto-scrollers, you're kind of just stuck at the game's pace and on that platform. Little bit scary when that happens. Whoa. Almost went right into that guy. God, you know that would actually be absolutely terrifying, crawling through a small space like that. And then there's like a snake or a big rat or something just in that space with you. And you just run into it face to face. That'd be horrifying. Like snakes, rats, and all that. No big deal. Oh my God, that was almost there. No big deal normally, because you can just... you know, run away from them. Like, I don't see a snake ever outpacing a human in a sprint. And I don't see one trying to either. Snakes probably aren't Snakes probably wouldn't mess with you if you don't mess with them. Just not really a good idea for them. Same as most small animals just won't pick a fight with you. They'll leave you alone as long as you're not forcing them to go after you. But you run into them in a small little crawl space like this, they've got no choice, and you can't run away. You're in their territory, and they're the ones with advantage there. Horrifying thoughts, really. But, you know what? As long as it's Donkey Kong dealing with it and not me, I'm perfectly fine. How the hell did I get away with that? That should have absolutely been me eating a hit. I won't complain, but I'm very curious as to what kind of hitbox shenanigans allowed me to get away with that. Just as I'm very curious what shenanigans allowed me to get away with that metal barrel blocking the nut. Because Donkey had that way up over his head, not down at his gut. I'm getting lucky with a lot of weird hitbox shenanigans here. Normally I'd be annoyed about hitboxes not being what they look like they should be, but in this particular case it's actually working well for me, so I'll go with it. Ooh. Honestly, the only redeeming quality about the zingers is that some of them just sit in one spot and don't come after you. They don't cause any trouble. You just have to not jump directly into them. That's their one redeeming quality. Otherwise, I'd hate them. Well, I still hate them, but otherwise I'd hate everything about them. The fact that some of them just stay completely still, only thing that keeps them tolerable. No, I have to be honest, I'm surprised that Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong can actually swim through this and not suffer, like, serious health problems. Like, I know they can apparently hold their breath for eternity and all, but like, this water is green. A very unhealthy looking green. This would be the one place where I'd say a timer on the underwater level would be 100% justified. Just because this water should absolutely be causing issues. Like, these two should be getting, like, radiation poisoning maybe, or like maybe their fur and skin is getting soaked with runoff from the factories. Something should be going very wrong for their well-being right now, but they're just taking it like absolute champs. It's impressive in a sort of way. Not good. Of course, they shouldn't be able to survive this. How they shouldn't even be in this situation. I thought that was going to hit me. But like, it is rather impressive that they manage. I'm curious what their durability is in terms of these sorts of... How the heck? What? Okay, I thought I attacked him, but... Whatever. Hitbox shenanigans benefited me sometimes. It's only natural that they would cost me sometimes. Just how the game has to go, I suppose. Oh. Okay. Down, alright. Down we go. No, 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 no. I don't really like these things, where they just spin around, move in very annoying ways. And the fact that I just ignore the very obvious safe spot. Okay, red arrow sign, I'm good. I just need to be a little bit safe. Not run into the super speed fish. No. Oh. No, I know I said that I could never see a gorilla beating a shark underwater. But Donkey Kong should definitely be able to beat those small little fish underwater. Piranhas or something. I'm gonna say piranhas. He should absolutely be able to beat one or two of those underwater, no problem. Okay, come on. There we go, worked right this time, good. Swear to God, if I lost on guard to that again, I would have been real sad. Big sad moments. Okay, and because that's on guard gone so far away, I have again lost him. Typical. Don't know why I have to lose on guard every time. It's like it's just one of those rules of nature. Really, I have to lose on guard every time. I really don't want to. I like on guard, even if I don't like the underwater stages. I am very fond of on guard. I'd rather not lose him like that. But apparently I don't get a say in the matter. I have to lose him. Shit. Are we good? We're good. No more fish. Good. Thank God, I was slightly worried I was gonna have one last fish come out of nowhere and snipe me. Oh, good. Another minecart stage. Everybody loves minecarts. They're fun. I do appreciate how they made this one different, though. Having the Kongs jump out of the, Where the hell did I land on that necky? This game's hitboxes are just confusing to me at this point. Either way, as I was saying, I do appreciate how they made this one different by making the Kongs jump out of the minecarts rather than just jump with the whole minecart. It's a neat way to just give a slight twist on the same concept. Whoop. Ah! Meant to land on the tire. Screwed up. But hey, now I finally get to kill these guys. And honestly, killing these guys is always a plus. Caused some mild issues. Almost killed me in the first minecart stage, so murdering them, perfectly fair. And it feels good to do. Ah! Okay. Almost just ran into that beaver, but eh. Worst case scenario avoided. Right. This one. This is just a very mean level. Specifically because the enemies also turn invisible when it's dark. Like, just waiting to time my platforming right? Perfectly fine, but The knowledge that the enemies might come from off screen while I can't see them. That's the part that messes me up a little. I'm just gonna wait this one out a little. Okay. There we go. Ah! Heard them. I heard them coming and I didn't like it. What? Well, Donkey Kong, you died for a good cause. Okay, stressful level over with. Now it's on to a, honestly, really weird boss. I don't understand this one specifically. It's just like a dodges, slams, and then kill the enemies. Like, you can blow up the spawning drums with TNT. I think it would have been a bit cooler if they had it so that a TNT barrel would spawn when you wipe out a wave of enemies, and then you have to, like, grab it and actually hit him with the TNT when he's doing his drop down. Otherwise, it's fine. I just think it would have been better if that was the way it worked out. Don't know why Diddy took a hit there, but whatever. I landed on top of the enemy, so I'm just gonna say the game felt like being mean to me. To be fair, I was insulting the game's boss design, so it's not undeserved. I was being very mean. Anyways, I believe this is the last world, actually, so that was close. Yeah, this is definitely the last world of the game. This one actually never gave me too much trouble. To be fair, I didn't actually make it into this world until I was in my teens, so I was already kind of past the youthful days when the other ones gave me trouble, so yeah. Never really gave me too hard of a time, though it is probably the hardest stage in the game overall. Or world, rather. Blech. As it should be, it is the last one, after all. Well, thankfully I don't need that, I can just jump. Although, just like the minecart levels, where they had the one where you jump with the minecart and the other one where you just jump without it, they took the same concept from Trick Track Trek and changed it with the fueling up thing. I do appreciate it. Small changes in level design using the same concept. It's good when you can get multiple uses out of the same concept. It just helps a game last. And it gets the most out of a concept, usually without, like, draining it completely. Getting more out of a concept? Awesome. Milking the concept to death? Not so awesome. Oh. Almost ran out of fuel there. Ow. Wait, what? Did he just fell through it? Bullshit. Did did he land it directly back on it? Why did he fall through? You know what? It's because I'm doing good at the game. I'm almost through the entire game, so it just decided that it didn't like that. It cheated me. That's what happened. These old games. Always doing that. Tisk tisk. Think I don't notice that, Donkey Kong Country? Oh well. Won't happen again. This time I'll get through without getting hit at all. I hope. I just have to make sure I don't get hit. If I don't get hit, it won't swap me to the other Kong, and then I won't magically fall through the platform. Hopefully. Well, there goes that, but at least this time I didn't go through the platform. All is good in the world. You know, it's really sad. That was like right at the end of the level. If I had just not fallen through the platform, I would have been fine. I would have finished the level and called it good, just continued. Unfortunate, but sadly that's just how things have to be sometimes. Sometimes the game just has to cheat ya. Make you spend a little longer getting through. Oh well. It's still a good game nonetheless. Mine are old-ish. Oh my god. Okay, the speed from Rambi translated into my speed while coming off of him after getting hit. That messed me up. Anyways, as I was saying, minor flaws that come from old games. Doesn't make the old game bad. Old games are still awesome. They just have some interesting character moments at times. We'll say interesting character moments. I think that's the right thing to call it. Oh, nice. 1 up for that one. Game's giving me back the life I lost from falling through the platform. Very nice of it. Okay. Almost rushed myself into an unfortunate end there. Let's try to avoid that. Platform went too far for me to recover. Pretty sure I have to get through that one without taking any hits. So if the platform keeps going like that, then it's just game, set, match. No way I can make that distance. Okay, that was just on me. I thought I was on the platform and then I wasn't, and then I tried to get back on it. Standard procedure for me. I was just careless. Well, it hardly matters if I'm careless. I can't afford to get hit at all anyways, so... 1 Kong or 2. I die with 1 hit here anyways, so... There we go. Okay. And through and easy. Okay. Hold on a second and good. Okay, well. Slightly confused myself there. Okay, that counts as a bonus room. Whatever, and it still spat me out the other side. I still got... I don't know why that counted as a bonus room, but I'll take it. Still got my other Kong, and I still got out of the level. All's good. Ah yes, Misty Mine. Honestly, the mist isn't really that noticeable. Like, it's there, but it doesn't have an effect. Anyways, yeah, this is what I was talking about. The TNT barrels blow these things up, so that could have been a cool way of doing that boss fight. Just use those after each round of enemies. But alas, what could have been? I know in DKC2 there is a boss that requires you to throw... Stupid snake. That requires you to throw TNT at him after each round of jumps and attempting to swing at you. So, they did take that concept eventually. Either way, back onto the subject of the mines being misty. Yeah, like, you can see the mist, but it doesn't actually make any perceivable difference in any other way. It doesn't stop you from being able to get through everything easily. It doesn't mess with your visibility, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Don't know why it took me that long to find that particular sequence of words, but... whatever. Oh. Oh yeah, fun thing about this game. You don't see this done very much because it's... oh, I thought I was going to land on the other one. Because there's almost no places in the game where you can do it. But if you jump on 8 enemies in a row, you do get a 1-up. I think that level is one place you can do it. And there's... I think World 1, Stage 1 you can do it in. Otherwise, I don't know of any other places. And I hate those guys. Those are the fun claptraps. They jump when you do. Gotta trick them out. Make them jump at bad times. Otherwise, you are boned. Because they will jump straight into you as you're coming up. Thankfully, it's only when you actually hit the jump button, not when you go up, so... you can trick them into running off of ledges like that. Although running off ledges doesn't actually kill them. Gets rid of them, but they respawn unless you jump on them. Okay, midway. Very good. I'm surprised I got out of that the way I did. I thought for sure Diddy was going to get hit by that. Being completely honest, I don't think that I deserved to get away with that, but... again, deserved or not, I will take it. Oh. Oh boy, barrels. Okay, come on. Ow. Well, pretty sure I'm close to the end. Oh yeah, here it is. And that banana's a trap. That banana was placed with malice. Pure malicious intent. There's no kindness there. Oh god. Those guys? Only barrels kill them. Even DK jumping on them won't help you. I believe this is the only place in the game where you ever see them too. Fitting considering this is actually the last level. After this it's just 2 boss fights. Honestly, a pretty fitting last level. Plenty of platforming needs doing. The one toughest enemy in the game shows up. Kinda get a little bit of everything here. Good platforming, toughest enemy in the game. Ooh. And those armadillos, which nobody really likes. Armadillos are awful. Look at them, they just roll at you. Been here since the second level in the game, and they're just as rude as they were at the start. Ooh. Little style move jumping on the beavers instead of the platform. Oh, fuck. Okay, here it comes. Those guys on the platforms. The proper stage has begun. This is the one stage that actually gave me trouble even in my teen years. Well, serious trouble anyways. A lot of deaths here. I've practically memorized the whole thing. Not fully memorized, but I remember that area. And clear. Nice. I remember that area way too much. Suffered a lot of deaths there back in the day. Oh. Well, that's a bad start. Well, it was Diddy who went down the first time we fought this thing. Only fitting that Donkey goes down the second time. Bird got its revenge on Donkey Kong, but now Diddy gets to take his revenge on the bird. Practically cinematic, in a way. Yeah, look at that. Diddy dies to the bird. DK avenges Diddy. They meet again. DK goes down. And Diddy gets his revenge. Properly cinematic. I'm gonna swap out to Donkey. Now for the final boss. Love this boss. Best theme in the game by far. Honestly, one of my favorite bosses. Not in video games in general. K. Rool. Awesome guy. Lots of fun to fight each time. And he always has a good theme, too. Gangplank Galleon's probably his best one. I'd say Crocodile Cacophony's second. K. Rulenstein and the one from 64 I don't remember very well, but pretty sure they were alright at least. But this one's distinctively the best to me. I like how peaceful it starts out and then it just goes straight into this. Starts going hard. I'm really happy he made it into Smash. K. Rool's been getting neglected for far too long. I'd love to see him make a return to the actual Donkey Kong series one of these days too. And not just a side game like, I think that Rocket Barrel thing. I want to see him make it proper return to the series as like the main villain again. He deserves it. He's been gone for too long. And he's just too fun of a character. I mean, a lot of people will rag on Donkey Kong 64 for like having too many collectibles and stuff. And they're not wrong, it's definitely a flawed game, but I think that depiction of K. Rool is easily the best. Like just him being absolutely mad with revenge plots. Well, there goes Donkey Kong. You did good, Donkey. You made it to the last hit, at least. It's a shame Donkey Kong had to die at the very end, but I mean, that's just how it happens sometimes. You go in for a fight, sometimes you're just gonna end up dying at the end. I mean, he did thankfully get resurrected. But still, sometimes it just has to happen. Shush, Cranky. This game is fun, but it's not worth going for all the bonuses. There's no actual cool secret world or anything afterwards. That is the big improvement that I'd say DKC 2 and 3 had over this one. Aside from just having a bit better gameplay and overall mechanics, which would be expected of sequels, I'd say the fact that they have actual secret worlds and more useful and meaningful bonus games easily makes them the better games. I just like, actually being able to have a real reason to go for all the bonuses. And the best way to do that is to give like an extra world or something for people who do that. That way you can just, it just feels like it's more worthwhile to go for extras when there's an extra world for it. Or maybe a second playthrough with added challenge. Don't know what that shark thought it was doing. Jellyfish aren't even great eating to begin with, but going after them, you just get the whole squad. Horrible choice. Anyways, it's been fun. I enjoyed coming back to this, having a little nostalgia trip. So, I think that'll be it though. Thank you all for coming. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later.